Hi there, this is Luis, and today we're gonna find out how globalization affects the European ICT market. Globalization is the economic, technological, social and cultural process that consists in growing communication and independence between the different countries of the world, linking the markets, societies and cultures through a series of social, economic, political transformation that give them a global character. The ICT sector is leading the way. It's an absolutely technology-driven era. Let's see what a couple of experts state about this topic. First of all, thank you for coming, Mr. Gates. It's a marvelous pleasure having you around. As a well-known philanthropist, what's your point of view about globalization and its effect on companies like the one you own?
Undoubtedly, a wide-open world benefits every one of us. Progress, diversity, science, knowledge, equality are the values that our society could look for and spread out everywhere. Globalization is the way to make it. The ICT global market is the main asset to make this change possible. We must be aware of the fact that the world has flattened tremendously over this time period, causing the need for globalization among organizations. Of course, the ICT sector is not an exception for this tendency. In fact, it intensified the effect. Healthy competitiveness among countries in technology terms make CASA consequential operation, as we had never seen before in history. We are facing here this duality. Which one is affecting the most the other? Globalization to the ICTs? The other way around? Obviously, they need each other as an essential cycle steps.
Whoa, that's a good point, so interesting. But in this context, what is the role of Europe and ICTs? We are the oldest continent. I guess we may have something to say.
Europe should react. We are involved in a new situation where the main global economic powers are enhancing their market to the detriment of ours, China, America, and Europe suffering consequences. We have enough resources, technology, infrastructure, knowledge, companies, but they are hardly constrained by a very limiting regulatory framework. Curiously, all European countries are highly globalized because of the Schengen space establishment. There is no doubt. So that Europe is a kind of simulation of an actually globalized world. We should take an advantage of it, as we have talked before. There is a direct implication of globalization in ICT's growth.
Mr. Payete, we have the resources. We are strongly globalized. What is missing? What makes us different from the global leaders?
From my point of view, you've just said the clue. That is what is missing. What makes us different? The identity, our identity. If we want to succeed, we have to know who we are, where we come from, and what role we want to play in the future as a society.
As the experts have stated, globalization and the ICT sector are one to another collaborators. Globalization is a technology-driven process at the same time that the ICT companies are highly improved by the worldwide spread of people and knowledge. Of course, Europe is not an exception. Actually, our countries have the top globalization indexes in charts. But if we want to have more prominence in this new era, we must react. Our institutions regulating, our companies leading up, and our people feeling proud of our history and culture. It is time to stop waiting for it to happen. It is time to make it happen.